Hello, let's talk today about the economy, about the current state of the economy, of like what is actually happening, and about what will happening based on what is happening now, and about what can be done on a local level. By local level, I don't mean local government, I mean you and me, what can be done. Hi, my name is Helmut Flasch. I'm a business consultant. I help smaller businesses to get more new clients, more new patients, depends on what one wants to call his clientele. And mainly I work with people in local levels such as dentist, chiropractor, podiatrist, optometrist, a restaurant owner or something like that. Frankly, the dentists and this type of medical field is my main clientele. In any case, one can be to a high degree in control. Not saying totally, but to a high degree. But in order to be in control, just like within healthcare and in anything else, cooking, whatever it might be, one must be knowing what is currently happening, and one must be knowing, based on what is currently happening, kind of like what contributed to the current happening. What is it the thing you did in order to make it happening? If you're a chef and you want to cook a souffle and it doesn't come up or it falls down too fast, well, then there's something you did wrong because other people always did it. Basically, whatever happens, your steak too tough, it means you're cooking something had basically a mistake in it. Your steak very good, that means you did something right. And the only problem some inexperienced cooks, chefs, housewives might have is that sometimes the dish comes out good and sometimes it doesn't come out good simply because, well, they didn't know, they didn't observe of what they did right or wrong or different, whether right or wrong, in order to make it come out good or not, and then they cannot duplicate what happens. This is what I want to talk a little bit about it today. Now, as I engage in this, let me tell you one thing. It is important, okay? What's true for you is true for you. What I tell you has no bearing on the way you should think, okay? It is me telling you how I see it. Yes, I am making this video to make you seeing it my way, I admit. Absolutely, otherwise I wouldn't need to make this video. I see it a certain way, I want you to see it that way. Not compulsively, I want you to see it that way. No, but I do kind of like feel that there is a few things lots of people in this world and in this country simply do not see, and by not seeing it, they keep cooking wrong thing. They keep using the wrong temperature, they keep using the wrong oven, the wrong frying pans, the wrong timing, and the steak don't come out right. And in life, in economy, it is like that, and I want to show you something here. All right, let's start. First thing, what is happening? We have approximately 10% unemployment. Okay, 10% unemployment. Now, in itself, that may not be the end of the world. But the fact is this, that we probably have a 20 to 25% unemployment if you count, let's just say, people like me who, if we have no job, I'm a self-employed person kind of like for whatever, 20, 30 some years now, well, I wouldn't count. If I came out of college and don't have a job, I wouldn't count. If I have given up looking for a job, even though I was employed before, and I just given up, I wouldn't count. And here is a big number of people who don't count in that 10%, and that is the number of people who have a lousy part-time job but need to feed a beautiful, gorgeous, full-time family. All those people don't count, and if you count them, you have about 25%. Now, on one hand, we have that. On the other hand, the stock is going up. 2 weeks ago in the Los Angeles Times, by the way, it is now October in 2010. 2 weeks ago in the Los Angeles Times, I found out that there was a headline, and it says, unemployment numbers were disgustingly bad or whatever. Anyway, they were worse than expected. They always keep saying worse than expected. All right. Now, they were worse than expected. And because of it, the stock market rallied. Whoa. So, the masses of people do less good and the stock market is rallying. Well, here's the thing. Sometimes, when everything is good, when we don't have a 20-some% unemployment rate, okay, the way we're now having it based on what I told you, and a company, an individual company, is laying off people, I can see why that stock rallies, because those people can go somewhere else and that company is kind of readjusting and making things go right. And they may have hit too many people and too many unproductive people and all that type of stuff. I got that. So there, yes, I can see it. If the whole country gets an unemployment and the overall bulk of stock goes up, something is very, very wrong with the people thinking now that that has to happen. Because you're doing it at the expense of the whole country. And that cannot be good. That's parasite at its best. That is suicidal en masse. And it is pure stupidity. Because it will hit you back so bad you won't know what hit you. So, there's a disconnect. I don't know how many 100 years ago, there was the French people, the elite of French people who, they pushed people down, the peasants. Well, the peasants started going and started rebelling with knives, of course. Here's what's going to happen. What we have now, it can only get worse. We have a government which says, oh, by the way, the reason this newspaper said, the Los Angeles Times, said that this, in going up the stock market and people investing is because now the investors, the parasites of all parasites, okay, if that's all they want to do. Nothing wrong with investing, but everything you do compulsively and only, and this is it, you are dying, and this is the country we are. We're apparently thinking that investing is the way to make money and nobody produces anything anymore. This country produces very little thing. The country of all productions, which made production what it is. We don't make televisions, we don't make refrigerators, we barely do anything anymore. Okay, so we're depending on the other people. But here's the point. They say the reason now people believe again the stock will go up because of it's going so bad, so the government will be doing more investing, more stimulus package, more printing money. Yes, the idiots will do so. And why are they idiots? They're not idiots. They probably want to do that. They will kill us that way. Your dollar will become worth 50 cents, 20 cents, 10 cents. What do I know? 50 cents on a dollar is bad enough. Your savings, your stock market will be worthless. Yes, the stock might go up to 20,000, except it only buys you a cup of coffee at Starbucks. Realize that, ladies and gentlemen. So yes, the government will invest. So basically, can you see the out point, the not okay point, that because things are so bad, Daddy, the government, will throw money at us, just like at the bum, the 18-year-old bum who doesn't want to work, the 25-year-old bum who still doesn't want to work, and the 35-year-old bum who still doesn't want to work, and Daddy keeps giving him money, despite the fact that he even does not only not want to work, but he does bad things, such as drugs, and he, takes a 60-year-old girl to bed, and all kinds of things, and yet Daddy keeps bailing him out. As a whole in this country, apparently based on the Los Angeles Times, we want Daddy to bail us out. We don't need to work anymore. Because Daddy, it's good to go bad because Daddy will bail us out. Oh my God. We're dead. We're done. So, I think it was Einstein who said, if you continue doing what you do and expect different results, you are insane. So, we got in trouble. We're not producing enough. We're not making enough. We have a trade surplus, a trade deficit like crazy. We're going more into debts. So, if an individual person cannot pay his debts and then he borrows more and lives on credit, does that make sense? No, it doesn't. Right now, America as a whole, individuals live on that, companies live on that, and the government lives on that. Where does it go? The government cannot pay the debts back. They want the dollar to become worthless. That's not what they say, but that's what they want. Mr. Bernanke very clearly, even a few days ago, said interest rate will stay low, we don't have enough inflation, he says. Well, why he says that? Because he knows inflation is going to come so insanely great. So he can then say, I wanted it that way. I wanted it that way. That's what he will say. And most Americans will eat it. And they want the inflation. Why? Because the trillions and trillions of dollars of debts which we owe to other countries, we paid back with cheap money. Now, if that would work out overall, meaning you pay back your house and your debts with cheap money, it would still be not good to plan it that way. But the truth is, it never works out that way. What will happen is, your house price will go down. What happen is, you will make less money, but you will pay more. It will never go evenly. Basically, you make twice as much money, and things cost twice as much, and you also make twice as much. It's not going to happen. Things will only cost 2, 3, and 5, and 10 times as much, and you will not make that much more. It has been proven in Argentina, and it has been proven in Germany. I was too young to see it, but my grandma saw it, my mom saw it. So, when this is happening, the system will fall apart. Right now, we're having anything between a few, very, very few companies who provide food. We have large grocery stores, we have large distribution companies, we have large manufacturers of food. All of it government controlled, one way or the other way. If this chain breaks, you're having riots going on. What I'm telling you now is not something I want. It's not a prediction. It's not what it is. It's looking at statistic. I do know how to read statistics. I do know how to read current events. I've learned it as a mechanical machinery engineer and as a business person. When you keep making less and less money and you don't change drastically what you're doing, you will crash. It will all of a sudden go boom. You'll fall off the cliff. It is always like that. It is always like that. Currently, this is what will happen. When people will be hungry, there'll be rioting going on. In Los Angeles, 10 years ago or something like that, we had a riot because of the people of the city didn't like a judgment coming down from Rodney King. The police could not control that riot. Not even a little bit. And it was just one little judgment they didn't like. Imagine if the whole country goes hungry overnight or has a fear of getting hungry overnight. What is going to happen? And it's going to go happening because the government is going to deflate the dollar. All right, let's go into of what can be done. Because you and me cannot change